Hello everyone, my name is Dennis and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step process that we use for our clients for them to get 26K plus book ghostwriting clients with little to no effort, right? My name is Dennis. I'm the founder at freelanceclients.com and sixfigurecopywriters.com. And what we do is we build outbound acquisition systems for ghostwriters so that they don't have to spend time finding clients and they can actually do more of the writing. Now, how do we know how that this system that I'm about to show you actually works? Well, this is just one of the many ghostwriters we've helped with the system. And as you can see right here, the results were 75K pounds in pipeline sales in 3 months, right? That comes at about maybe 90,000 US dollars, if I'm not wrong. So these were the results, and this is just his fourth sale, right? So he only had 4 clients to reach about 90,000 US dollars in revenue with ghostwriting, right? And this right here, this is easier than you think. Okay, in this video today, I'm going to show you how to do it without any complex ad strategies. You don't need to spend like 5 years building your referral network and connecting with people and going to local conferences and stuff like that. You don't have to go to speaking events and like spend a lot of money on flights and commute and travel and all of that. And you don't have to build a personal brand. Okay, this is not about how to grow your TikTok or Instagram or whatever to attract the right clients. Okay, this is pure direct response outbound marketing that works, and that is something that has worked for as long as humanity have existed, right? And we're going to break everything down in just a second. Before we get into that, I just want to tell you that if you like to see stuff like this, if you want to keep seeing stuff like this, make sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel, because I try to post as consistent as possible videos like this going strictly into strategy and like what you need to do to achieve your goals. Okay, now first question that we have to answer: what is the magical platform that we use to get 26K book ghostwriting clients with little to no effort? Is it a hidden job board that I never heard about? Is it something that you have to pay to get access to? Well, my friend, that platform is LinkedIn. Okay, for me, LinkedIn is the most powerful social media tool that you can leverage as a ghostwriter to actually land clients that, one, have the budget, because ghostwriting is not going to be cheap, and that are also committed to doing things before they even speak with you. Because, very important to note, this is not just about getting more of those people that get on the call, agree to the project, say yes to a contract, and then they disappear. Okay, so here are the numbers we got from LinkedIn in just last month for this client that I showed you right here. So we had a 17.45 reply rate to our direct response messages, 14% positive reply rate, 1.2 total booking rate, right? So you can imagine, out of 100 messages that we send, we schedule 1 appointment. So then the numbers look like this. We send 1,742 outreach messages to a targeted and pre-qualified audience of people that needed ghostwriting. 304 of them actually replied back to our client. 43 people were interested and ready to schedule a consultation with our ghostwriter client, but only 22 were actually scheduled after a qualification process and vetting. Okay, and then out of the 22 appointments, this client sealed 225K deals on the call, right? So the money was collected on the call, booking our client for the next few months and incentivizing him to actually hire help to increase capacity, right? So as you can see, he got 4 clients in 3 months. 2 of them were last month, and then the other ones were scattered around. But this is pretty sweet if you ask me, right? Imagine being able to book yourself out for a year in just 4 months. So you run acquisition for 4 months, you book yourself out, and then you either put pause, you add a wait list, or you scale operations, right? Why LinkedIn though? Why is LinkedIn such a good platform? Why does it work so well? Why have we've been able to generate these types of results? Well, with LinkedIn, first of all, it's made for business and professionals to connect. Unlike Facebook and Instagram, where people are there to like see their friends and families and stuff, LinkedIn is actually a professional network. Okay. Secondly, messages have a very high visibility. Okay, unlike Facebook and Instagram and all of these other platforms where you have like the spam tab, the trash, junk, promotions, and everything, and people can't message you if they're not a friend of yours, and so on and so forth. LinkedIn is not the same. On LinkedIn, everybody sees the messages. And that's why we're able to have a 10 to 30% reply rate when doing the right things, because everybody sees the message. And as long as we hit the right spot, then obviously people are going to get back to us. Next up, it's because LinkedIn has a sales and CRM tool integrated within the platform that will not only help us identify dream customers, but ease up the process of finding the leads and vetting them and so on and so forth. Okay. And then lastly, you know that every social media platform, if you've done any outreach so far, you know that every single platform has certain limits. Okay. You can't send more than X amount of messages on Facebook, on Instagram, and even on LinkedIn. But the thing with LinkedIn is that you can actually work around the vanilla limits, and you can send up to 2,000 targeted messages per month just from your LinkedIn account, while also growing your network, because obviously a lot of these people will actually accept the connection request. Okay. So here's what you can do step by step to turn your LinkedIn profile into a well-oiled machine printing qualified ghostwriting clients. Okay, I'm going to show you the step-by-step process, which is going to be optimizing the profile, the actual strategy to reach out to people, and how to find leads. And then we're going to go over a few other things as well. Okay, so stay tuned for the next couple of minutes. Now, first of all, in terms of optimizing your profile, I just want to make sure that you know you should have a professional profile picture and a great banner. Okay. So this right here is my client. I've hidden their names and locations and everything for privacy purposes, but basically you want to have a profile picture just like this. You want to have a professional banner. You want to have a bio. Okay. The headline, which I call the bio, must be catchy and stating your offer and who you help, not your workplace or something boring. Okay. I can stress how many times I've seen people have here like MBA, X, Y, and Z executive at I don't know what company, right? And they expect people to treat you as a ghostwriter. No, this is what you need to have here. Okay. You need to have your offer, and most importantly, communicate your value. Okay. Now, what I want you to do as well, after you have your profile picture, your banner, and your headline, you want to turn on creator mode on LinkedIn, and you want to add a link to the website in your bio, okay? If you have a website with samples, even if it's just like a Google Drive or a portfolio link or whatever, you should still do it, and you should still add it in there, so that when people come to your profile, they can actually check out your work and what you're doing. Just as our client has it right here, this is how you should have it as well on your profile. Okay, very, very important. Now, the most important thing is that your profile is filled with case studies and samples and social proof. How can you do it? Couple of ways. Well, first of all, you can leverage the featured section, right? So what you can do is obviously you can post on LinkedIn. So just make a regular post, spend some time, like do it super, super nice, create that post, and actually make it make sense and have value for the people reading. So not just bragging about the results, making it into a case study, kind of just like I'm doing this video right now, but obviously it doesn't have to be 30 minutes long. It can just be like a text post. Okay. Create a post, attach some pictures, some samples, or whatever resources you have, post it on LinkedIn. And then what you want to do is you want to go to the three dots on the top right corner of the screen, and obviously click on feature on top of profile. And that's how you're going to be able to have all of these case studies and samples and testimonials under your featured section. This is how one of our outbound specialist profiles has their own results here. So as you can see, we're posting like wins from the community, explaining the process, diving a bit deep into the how we do it, and that is what we have featured on top of the profile. Alternatively, you can ask for recommendations. So if your clients are okay with you being like with you showing their names and everything, then you can definitely ask for recommendations. And these are the best because people can see their profile, they can see your client's experience, right? And recommendations are the most powerful tool when it comes to LinkedIn social proof. And then lastly, what you can do to actually fill your profile with case studies and samples and social proof is you can leverage your job title, right? So you can actually just create your job title like this, ghostwriter at your company full-time, okay? And then you can just type a very short case study, download the free PDF guide to see how I helped a leadership coach, become a top authority in their industry, and book 35 gigs in a year. Simple, right? And then you upload like a PDF that is even more social proof and putting people even more down the rabbit hole of your profile and of your work. I promise you, only if you do this and you connect with people, you will make money, okay? So trust me on this one. Drop the fucking Upwork, drop the fucking platforms and Readsy and everything, and just focus on building these assets. Build a PDF with value, going over your process and some case studies and whatever. Plug it in your profile, plug in some samples and some case studies and testimonials as well, and you will have a tremendously valuable asset for your acquisition, okay? This is what I want you to do, okay? This is step number one. I want you to pause the video right here if you're serious about it. Pause the video right here. Go and do all of these things. Go and do your profile, picture, banner, headline, website, samples, recommendations, and PDF files and everything. Place those on your LinkedIn profile and come back here and then retake like where you're left, and let's go to step number two, okay? But I really want you to stop right here and go and do step number one. I don't care about retention. I don't care about views, okay? I care that you actually do something with the information I'm giving you today. So just do it. Now, welcome back if you're back. Step number two, obviously, is to upgrade your subscription. So LinkedIn has a few different variations for LinkedIn Premium, and just the regular LinkedIn or just like the first and like cheapest LinkedIn Premium version, they're not going to do the job, okay? Why? We need the Sales Navigator core version, okay? The Sales Navigator core version is going to be around $100 per month, and it is going to be an absolute game changer. Why we need Sales Navigator, Dennis? Like, why can't I just use my regular LinkedIn Premium, or why can't I use like the free version of LinkedIn? Well, with the Sales Navigator core, your weekly connection limit increases from 100 per week to like 200, 250. So that's already like double the amount of people you can reach out to. Plus, I'm going to show you how you can send up to 800 open messages per month, which is an option available only to premium profiles. And this is the game changer right here, because if you combine the number of connections and you combine that with the open messages, you will get the perfect volume of outreach to generate the same results as our client right here, okay? So on top of that, just a few more things with Sales Navigator, okay? They allow you to have hyper-targeted searches, so we can actually find the right people, okay? So let's go and create a search together in just a second. But you can also see who viewed your profile, so you can reach out to people strategically, and it's going to give you more credibility, because obviously, since you have that golden icon near your name, people know you're serious, you're paying for LinkedIn, so obviously they're going to take you more seriously, okay? But that is pretty much why you need the Sales Navigator. Now, how do I find these hyper-targeted searches with Sales Nav? Well, let's go to Sales Navigator, okay? Let me show you how. So I just go to Sales Navigator, and here we are. And what you want to do is this is the interface of Sales Navigator, right? If you don't know how it looks like, you can simply leverage the lead filters right here. So I can just click on lead filters, and I can just go right here, and I can go to, first of all, I can play with everything in here, okay? So I suggest you like take 10 minutes, go through all of the filters, play with them, learn about them, and so on and so forth, okay? What I can do first is I can go here and I can just target North America, for instance. Secondly, what I can do is I can go to current job title and I can just type in public speaker, for instance. And now I have 12,000 public speakers that I can reach out to over the course of the next few months. You're not going to even need all of these people that you can reach out to about writing their own book, okay? Alternatively, if you're looking, let's say, for business consultants that you want to do the same thing, okay? We have 100,000 people, right? And if you want to narrow it down even more, what you can do is you can go to years in current position. We can go for 3 to 5, 6 to 10, more than 10. So we know these people actually have to say, like, have a story to say. We can even go like this, 6 to more than 10 years, right? Now we have 48K people here. And then lastly, what you can also do is we can toggle like post it on LinkedIn, boom. And now we have 3,500 people that have more than 6 years of experience as a coach, and they've posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, which means they are active on the platform, which means they will get back to you, which means they're constantly growing their network, and which means they will most probably need a book, okay? So This is why you need sales nav. Okay, you can't do this with the regular link. You can come here and you can look for like business consultant, and you can go here and you can target people by like you can go here to people, and then you can target them by a few different variations here. Like you can click on all filters, and yes, you can go here and you can type in their location and their industry and so on and so forth, right? But you're only gonna get so deep, like you're only gonna get like a little bit deep with this, not deep enough to actually find your ideal clients. And besides that, again, you are gonna face the limits and the restrictions, and you're gonna do it like twice as slow, and you wouldn't want that, right? I mean, why not just pay $100? You get access to everything, and you speed up the process 2 times. Okay. Now, step number 3. So this is step number 2. Okay. So I want you to again pause here, go and upgrade your subscription, go and play with Sales Navigator, find your dream customer, find your dream audience. And then what you can do is you can come here and you can just click here, and you will be able to save the search, right? And now every time I'm going to go to Sales Navigator, you can go to saved searches and you can find your searches in here. Okay. I want you to do that and only then come back to this video. Now, if you're back on the video from step number 2, step number 3 is actually leveraging Sales Navigator to send 100 cold outreach messages per day. Okay. And this is actually 60 to 100 because we don't even need to send 100 to be successful. And first of all, I want you to understand a very important principle. We need to craft the script, okay? Because if we're going to reach out to someone, we need to actually craft the script to do so. You don't need hyper personalization, and you don't need to be scared of getting rejected, okay? You don't need to do all these 2 things, because otherwise you're either going to build a shitty script that doesn't get anything because it's too soft, or you're going to personalize the shit out of it and you're not going to have time and energy to hit the quota, okay? So these 2 things right here are to avoid. All you need is a simple, straight to the point message that will state your value in front of the potential client, okay? And this is where most of you go wrong. I've shown this chart a lot on my channel, and I'm going to show it again. When you sell something through DMs and you want to make an offer to someone, okay? This you need to have something that gets them from their current state to what they desire. Because if you can't get me something, I'm not going to buy from you. I'm not just going to buy from you because you have a product. I'm going to buy from you because your product solves my problem. And if you are a writer and if you also do copywriting and you're into sales, you should know these principles already, okay? But even despite that, most of you, what you're doing is you're selling ghostwriting as your offer, right? And this is not the way to do it, guys, right? And it's funny that as a writer, you often fail to communicate your own value to the world, which sounds like a cliche, but it's true. Most of you, that's why you don't book any calls. That's why you don't have any opportunity, because you can't communicate your value. You're just a ghostwriter, and that's it. That's not enough, because there's 10,000 other people like you. What we need to do is we need to transition into selling what the customer desire and using ghostwriting as the delivery mechanism. It's pretty simple, guys. Just move your offer from here to here and use ghostwriting as the mechanism, okay? Because when people ultimately they want to get a book, they're not getting a book because they want to hold the book in their hands and feel the pages of it, right? They do it because they want to become a thought authority, they want to become a thought leader, they want to become a better entrepreneur. They want to do all of these amazing things that a book will open the doors to. So that's what you sell. You don't sell the process of ghostwriting. Ghostwriting and the fact that you can do it for them and they can have it in 6 months in their hands, that's the delivery mechanism, but it's not what you sell, okay? Because people are not going to buy your delivery mechanism. They're going to buy your offer and what they desire. I hope this makes sense, right? But this right here is the very best explanation why most writers are commoditizing themselves through job platforms, meaningless job titles that other 10,000 people have, and services that offer no front-end value. If you cannot efficiently communicate your value, then no one is going to buy it. Let alone someone will never buy from a writer that cannot efficiently communicate their value, right? Do you realize how stupid it is to like present yourself as a writer, and when you reach out to someone, you can't clearly communicate what you're offering them? And that person is not only going to be confused, but it's not going to make any sense, okay? Like, let me put it this way. If you didn't know that you can eat an apple and end your hunger, right? So you're not aware that eating an apple can end your hunger. And I come to you and I tell you, hey, let me offer you an apple. How would you feel? Wouldn't it feel strange? Wouldn't it feel random? Wouldn't it feel like something that you don't really need at the moment? That's what you're doing with your offer, okay? You don't need to sell the apple. You need to send the end of their hunger. And the apple is the mechanism. And I'm going to explain to my client how the apple is going to do it, but later after I get their commitment that they want to solve their problem first, okay? This is what you're doing, okay? When we're selling ghostwriting, we're actually setting a legacy, a better understanding of a product, service, or story, a new business opportunity, more trust, more credibility, more money, more financial freedom, and the list can go on and on and on and on and on. And it's different for every single industry, right? But you have to figure out your specific value that your book offers, because maybe your industry is specific, is different, is a bit more boutique, right? So you need to figure out what those people want and offer that as a value proposition, right? Now, I hope you understand this. If you understand this, drop a like in the comments, okay? If you don't, then keep watching and don't drop the like. But if you understand this, please drop a like in the comment, because I want to know how many people have actually helped when it comes to understanding this principle, okay? Now, here's the exact framework we use to be able to generate the results I've shown above. And again, it's dead as simple. It's not the fancy, you've never seen it before type of thing, right? It's under your eyes every single day, but you just don't realize it. The framework we use is pretty simple. We send a message saying this: hey, name, are you open to connecting? I specialize in helping niche achieve market desired outcome through a done for you book, or whatever you want to use your mechanism communication as, right? Whether it's a done for you book, thoughtful biography, memoir, whatever you want to use, right? You use it. But the most important part is this one, okay? Hey, name, I specialize in helping speakers book themselves out for the next 5 years effortlessly through a done for you book that can showcase their experience and tell their story. If you're not opposed to the idea, I'd love to show you how this works. That's it, guys. I don't have any fancy cars, any fancy Lamborghinis and Ferraris to sell you right here. This is the stuff that's working. Whether you want to take it and implement it, that's up to you, right? But this is what's working. You need to figure this out for yourself, because I cannot do it for you right here, right now. And you need to plug this in and start doing what I'm going to tell you to do. Okay. Now, also, what you need to keep in mind is that you must follow up with people. You must follow up a lot of times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, with people that don't get back to you, right? The money is in the follow-up, and here is proof. This is the client above, right? The client that closed 75,000 pounds in 3 months. They closed this was, I think, their second or third client, because the outbound specialist that we placed for them actually followed up with the person until she got on the call, paid the deposit, and they're starting in October. Right now it's September, so in about a month's time, right? And because look what he said. Crazy how long it took to pin her down. If it had me on my own, I would have given up on her ages ago, right? People telling you that following up is needy and it pisses people off are broke. They're broke writers. They don't have a single client, or they have clients that are not satisfied with what they're doing, okay? Because let me remind you of something. If you think that you are burning leads or wasting opportunity or ruining your image, you can just get a slap to reality right here, right now, that there are 7 billion people on this planet, and you only need 40 of them to buy your 25K book service to make $1 million. And no, if you send a message to someone that replies negatively, if you get some negativity out of a conversation, you're not gonna fucking end up on the news, okay? So just relax for a bit. Understand that nobody gives a fuck. People are just gonna move on with their day and their problems, okay? We all have our own problems. We all have our own stuff to deal with. So nobody's going to actually make you a public figure because you send them an outreach message. Wow, right? So stop thinking, if you are in that mentality, okay, I'm not trying to sound rude and I'm not trying to laugh at those people, but if you are in that mentality, you need to understand that that mentality is not going to get you anywhere. You need to follow up with your leads, okay? And that's what I wanted to kind of clarify here. Now, let me show you. So I've showed you how to build a message. I've showed you how to craft the actual script. Now, how do we send the messages on LinkedIn? Well, there's 2 types of LinkedIn messages that you can leverage. There's connection requests and open messages. For connection requests, pretty vanilla, pretty basic, pretty simple. If you didn't already know, with the connection requests, you can also send like a note with them. And we've tested thousands of messages, and no, please believe me, sending them without a note doesn't increase the acceptance rate. Okay, it only does that by 2 to 3%, which is irrelevant because we want as many people as possible to see our message. So what I want you to do is leverage Sales Navigator to find your potential customers and send them a message. Okay, literally take this script right here, go to Sales Nav, find a speaker or a business consultant or whatever, and click on the three dots here, connect, paste your script, change the name, and send invitation. And boom, that's how you send connections, guys. This is super advanced technology. So if you don't understand something about it, please type it in the comment section, okay? Because I'm here to help. But this is how you send the connection request, okay? I want you to send as many of these as possible per week. You should ideally get limited every single week, okay? Getting the limit from LinkedIn is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It means you're reaching the maximum potential of your network, and you should be happy when that happens, okay? Secondly, it's open messages. Let me show you something real cool, okay? As you already probably know, on LinkedIn, we have the emails, okay? So if I try to reach out to someone on LinkedIn that is not in my network and I'm not connecting with them, I have to use one of the credits, and I only have 50 credits a month. So how in the world, Dennis, I'm going to send 800 messages? Well, my friend, because we have Sales Navigator. Do you see all of these people that also have LinkedIn Premium, like Cynthia, Robert, David, okay? All of these people right here, they have LinkedIn Premium as well. So what you want to do here is, if we try and message these people, we're going to see that it is free to open profile, okay? Let's choose another one right here as well. I've already spoken with a few of these people on my client's profile here, but anyways, this lady, okay? Free to open profile. This is not gonna consume any credits. I can send a lot of these messages, and I can send about 800 of them every month, okay? So same thing, plug in your script, type in your subject line, play with the subject line, and then hit send, and you will send a bunch of these messages every single month, and that is how you get clients, okay? Now, important thing here, feel free to play and split test the subject lines, just as you would do with cold email, okay? And most importantly, track your data. I want you to build a spreadsheet, keep some notes in your notebook, or pull up a Google Doc or whatever you feel comfortable with and like, and just track your numbers, okay? Track how many messages you're sending per day, track how many messages you're sending with what specific subject line. I want you to track all of these things, because ultimately later down the road, in a month, 2, 3, you're not going to know where the problem is if you're not actually diagnosing your situation every single day, okay? Now, what I love about open messages and why this is the best way that we've used to generate clients so far is that they receive an email notification as well when they get this, and they can reply via email or via LinkedIn. So basically, you're connecting with the prospect on 2 platforms at the same time. And guess what? Because you're not sending them a direct email and LinkedIn is sending them an email, the notifications are all going to be in their primary inbox all the time, in their emails, okay? And with the emails as well, again, what I love about LinkedIn is that there's no such thing as the request tab. There's no such thing as message requests, okay? Everything that we send gets seen by the potential client. And if you don't get responses on LinkedIn, it's not because the platform is shit. It's because your offer is not converting people to actually have conversations with you, okay? So now that I've given you the secret magic formula that's super hard to implement, what to do on a daily basis, Dennis? Well, go ahead and connect with 30 to 40 people with your outreach message and value proposition. Send 30 to 40 open messages, post a value post and a free resource or case study to engage with your network. Try to do this not every day, but maybe a few times a week. You can record yourself working, sharing a story, sharing 5 minutes of a client interview from a part of a book that's meaningful, if allowed, obviously. So whatever you can do to offer value to your network, do it, okay? And lastly, obviously, make sure your profile is up to date with the best results and case studies you have available. Cool? That's pretty much it. Now, Dennis, what to do when somebody responds to me, okay? So I understand. I optimize my profile, I build the case studies, I get Sales Navigator, I send the messages. What do I do now? Well, it's simple. After somebody responds to your message, if they're not interested, you just let them go, obviously. If they're interested, you just propose a call. Hey, Name, do you think it would be helpful if we were to arrange a free consultation so we can explore how and if a book might fit into your current workflow? and if this is actually something that can get you X, Y, and Z outcome that I promised. Very simple. You just propose a call. No need for back and forth. You don't share the pricing structure. You don't share the website. You don't share your pitch deck. You don't share anything. Okay. You just propose a meeting, get on that call with that person, because ultimately, when you're on a call, you have full control and clarity on where that person is going to go and what they want to achieve. Okay. You propose the call. Obviously, if they don't get back to you, you follow up with them, and you follow up with them religiously throughout the process until someone is either saying yes or no. Okay, very important. If someone says yes to the call proposal, what do? Well, you just send them a calendar link. Okay, you can use calendly.com, Tabsero, whatever booking tool you want to use. Just build your calendar. Important thing here, also want to make sure you add like 1 or 2 questions to your booking form to qualify people based on their budget, their mission, their principles, and whatever, right? So you can do that as well. And then obviously, it's just a funnel, right? The more messages you send, the more people reply, the more people are interested, the more people receive the call proposal, the more people are interested in the call, the more people receive the booking link, the more booking links you send out, the more appointments you actually schedule with qualified prospects, okay? The numbers we've seen, as I showed you above, easy, 10 to 20% reply rate, 30 to 40 positive, 1 to 5% booking rate. If your numbers look like this, you're all well on your way to making multiple 6 figures with ghostwriting, okay? Now, again, guys, this is pretty much everything. I don't want to give you like a 5-hour long training with meaningless stuff. This is everything you need to do, okay? Now, some extra tips for LinkedIn outbound acquisition, just from my experience working with over 100 writers. These are some things you need to know from the beginning to avoid confusion later down the road, okay? One thing you have to note is that during the free trial version of Sales Navigator, if you're going to get on a free trial, because they do offer a free month, your limits will be significantly lower, right? Because it's a free trial. So if you encounter any messages earlier in the process, like any restrictions or whatever, it's normal, okay? Just focus on the process and not the outcome. It's a long-term game. You shouldn't expect your LinkedIn to be at the level where our client is, booking this many calls, right? And sending this many messages in 2 weeks, okay? You probably have to do 2 months or 3 months of ramping stuff up to actually get to that point. So just focus on the process, okay? Secondly, if you're here and you're a bit more educated in terms of LinkedIn, you know there are like automation tools, Meet Alfred, sending automated connections, growing your network, and shit like that, okay? On behalf of LinkedIn and my personal experience, do not fucking use automation tools, okay? All of them are scams because they all say they are safe and LinkedIn friendly, and legal, but they are not, okay? And you will use your LinkedIn forever, okay? LinkedIn will catch you with those tools sooner rather than later, and they will close down your account. And do you know what the problem is? Once you're blocked on LinkedIn with your identity, you cannot create a second account, ever, okay? I don't want that to happen for you because LinkedIn is literally the best place to get clients as a ghostwriter. So tools such as Expanding, Linked Helper, Milt Alfred, Eva Boot, and all of these other bullshit tools, avoid them, okay? Avoid them. And I can't stress this enough, guys, okay? This is super important. And lastly, your LinkedIn limits may vary based on your social selling index. I don't fully understand myself to this day what this is, but this is basically a combination of multiple tasks that age your account, and the more activity you push, the better you will get, okay? So what I want you to do, guys, is I want you to go to social selling index, to this link right here, which you're gonna find in the document, which is gonna be in the description of this video, and check what your SSI is, okay, right now. On my client's account, let's see what it is. It's 61 out of 100. It's a bit under 62, which it was like a few days ago. But as you can see, my client is top 2% in the industry, top 20% in their network, and these are the 4 components of the score, right? So in terms of how much you post, how well you find leads, how many people accept your connection, and how well you post content, this stuff is going to go up, okay? Now, important thing about this, as I said, if it's over 50, it's perfect, okay? You're going to be able to send the full volume of outreach. You're going to be able to send 1,500 to 2,000 messages per month. If it's under, you might get restricted earlier. You might only be able to send like 400 open messages and whatever. So if it's all under, like, keep doing what you're doing and try to engage more with posts, like commenting on posts and open conversations with more people, because that's going to tremendously increase it, okay? As you can see right here on my client's profile, this one right here, engage with insights, this is the posting stuff, okay? But because we're already in a point with our client where he has like 6,000 connections, we don't need to post anymore because his social selling index is super high. But if your account is new and you don't have a lot of people accepting your connection request, go and comment on people's posts and trigger their conversation with a question. That will open the conversation. You can back and forth for a few messages through the comments, and this bar right here will like skyrocket. And once this skyrockets, the other stuff will skyrocket as well because your social selling index is going to get better. Okay, just some insider advice that you will never hear somewhere else about LinkedIn. Okay, so please do this, and that's pretty much it. But guys, this is the process. This is everything. This is how you can fully book yourself out as a ghostwriter. Okay, so if you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Last thing before I let you go, I want you to understand how long this process will take. Okay, and I want to give you a special idea. So I would say that in terms of the process, you should expect it to take about 2 to 3 hours per day, every single day, Monday to Friday, including vetting people, qualifying them, because it's not just messages, right? It's vetting people, qualifying them, putting down fires, tracking the numbers, brainstorming new ideas, sending the actual messages, following up, having the conversations, okay? All of these things right here, they need to be done on a daily basis because just sending the messages is not going to be enough, okay? And if you are too busy to actually implement this, so if I showed you everything and got you pumped up and excited, but you realize you don't have 2 to 3 hours a day, or you much rather spend that time writing and spending time with your family, or you just don't have the time and energy to figure everything out so that you can get to a point where it's all automated, because in fact I've given you everything you need, but you're still going to need to go and play the game and get your own results and do all of this stuff right here, right? So if you don't want to do that, and you'd much rather spend those 2 to 3 hours a day relaxing or even writing for an additional client while pre-qualified client calls keep coming into your calendar, then let's have a conversation about what we do here at freelanceclients.com for ghostwriters and copywriters like you, okay? We've developed basically a done-for-you service, which we do for you, so you don't actually have to do anything, where you don't have to move a single finger to get all of this implemented and consistently running every single day in the background, generating you 10 to 15 qualified sales meetings per month with vetted potential clients, okay? Reducing ultimately the time you spend on doing this to 10 minutes per day to oversee the quality and obviously manage the system, right? So, attention. I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm going to be transparent. It is an expensive service, okay? So since you know how it works with done for you stuff, because you're doing it too as a ghostwriter, right? So you have to write the book, do the interviews, do the manuscript, editing, proofreading. You have to speak with the publisher. You have to do the cover. You have to do all of those other things, okay? Our system as well and building everything requires a lot of work, human and financial resources to set something like this up without you being involved, okay? So it is an expensive service if you want to explore this. Now, working with us is not going to be 25K like you probably charge for your books, more or less, but it still requires a few $1,000s, okay, transparently. So if spending 30 to 40% of one of your projects to get 4 to 5 per year and fully book yourself out seems like a sweet deal, which seems like a sweet deal to me. However, schedule a call with me personally, so you're not going to get thrown to a sales rep or someone pressuring you. It's going to be a call with me personally where we discuss everything. And let's finally get you some consistency, okay? I've put a link around this video. If it's on this, you're watching this on YouTube, the link should be in the description, and it should be freelanceclients.com/schedule, okay? And let's go ahead and schedule that call and speak with me personally so you can understand what we do and how we can actually help you as well. Last thing I want to note, please be respectful of our schedules and only choose a time that 100% works and that you will not fail to show up to, okay? You know as well how annoying it is to book a slot in your calendar and then that person doesn't show up, okay? If you have an emergency, respectfully let me know and we're going to find a way to make it work, okay? But please don't no-show the call. With that being said, guys, this is pretty much everything. I hope you got tremendous value out of this training. And again, if you're looking for us to do this all for you, so you can start having this system as soon as in the next 3 weeks, let's have a chat. Other than that, I hope you will enjoy other videos on my channel as well. And I will see you in the next one.